live in an age of noise. Every second, something demands our attention. A message, a headline, a thought, a fear. We rush to reply, to react, to fix, as if peace were hidden behind the next notification or the next achievement. But it never is, because the calm we search for in the world must first be found within. The ancient Stoics lived in times no less turbulent than ours. They faced exile, betrayal, loss, and even death. Yet their minds remained composed. How? They built an inner fortress that no army could breach, no insult could shake, no misfortune could destroy. They called it ataraxia, tranquility of the soul. And they achieved it not through withdrawal, but through engagement with reason, discipline, and acceptance of nature's order. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire that never slept. Yet he wrote nightly to himself about patience, clarity, and the fleeting nature of life. Seneca advised the most powerful man on earth, then accepted death calmly when ordered to end his own life. Epictetus was born a slave, beaten and silenced, yet he taught that no one can enslave a free mind. Each of them, in their own way, answered the same question: how does one remain calm when the world around you is anything but? We often mistake calm for weakness, but to the Stoics, calm was the highest strength. It was not passive indifference, it was disciplined control. It was the ability to stand in the middle of a storm and think clearly while others panic. To speak softly when provoked, to move deliberately when rushed, to act with reason when others act with rage. The Stoics' calm was not given, it was trained. Lesson 1. Control what you can, accept what you cannot. The first lesson of Stoicism begins with a truth so simple yet so powerful that nearly every human struggle traces back to our refusal to accept it. There are things within our control and things beyond it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In those few words, he captured the foundation of Stoic calm. The Stoics believed that all disturbance begins where we confuse these two realms, where we try to control the uncontrollable or abandon control over what truly belongs to us. You can't control the weather, but you can control your reaction to it. You can't control the economy, but you can control your effort, your preparation, your discipline. You can't control what others think, say, or do, but you can control whether you let their words reach your inner peace. This is where modern life has lost its anchor. We scroll through headlines, arguments, and fears that have nothing to do with our sphere of influence, yet we react as if the entire universe depends on our opinion of it. And in doing so, we hand our emotions over to everything and everyone else. Lesson 2. See every obstacle as training. The Stoics didn't fear struggle, they trained with it. To them, obstacles weren't interruptions, they were instruction. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Each difficulty, each rejection, each pain is a form of resistance training for the soul. The blacksmith needs friction to forge the sword, and so does the mind. Every hardship burns away weakness, shaping a quieter, more resilient version of you. Seneca said, "The fire tests gold, adversity tests the brave." To the Stoic, pain is not punishment. It's proof that you're in the arena of growth. While others complain about the storm, the Stoic sees it as a gym built by nature. Every setback whispers, "Train here." When life weighs heavy, remember, the weight itself is your teacher. Don't ask for lighter burdens, ask for a stronger back. And when the moment comes, meet resistance with gratitude, because it's shaping you into something that ease never could. Lesson 3. Step back and see the bigger picture. One of the greatest sources of human anxiety is narrow vision, the inability to see beyond the moment, the problem, or the emotion right in front of us. The Stoics understood this well. They believed that calmness comes from perspective, from rising above your immediate experience and viewing life the way an eagle views the world from the sky. When Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journals, he often instructed himself to zoom out, to look down on the world from above, to see human drama as small, fleeting, almost weightless. Not to dismiss life, but to free the mind from being tangled in every small disturbance. From up high, things that once felt enormous lose their sharpness. Arguments shrink, worries soften, and the noise of daily life becomes a distant hum. The Stoics practiced this mental elevation often. When faced with stress, they asked, will this matter in a week, a year, to the universe? Most of the time, the answer brings peace, because perspective reveals how temporary most troubles truly are. Seneca said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. And what is imagination but a zoomed-in picture of fear? When you step back, the fear loses its grip. When you widen the frame, the chaos becomes context. This lesson is simple. When life overwhelms you, don't push forward blindly. Step back, look outward, look upward. Let the world widen around you, because calmness does not always come from solving your problems. Sometimes it comes from seeing them correctly, as passing moments within a far greater whole. To see clearly, rise above the moment. From a higher view, serenity returns. Lesson 4. Accept what you cannot control. At the heart of Stoicism lies one truth. Peace begins where control ends. Most of our suffering doesn't come from the world itself, but from our attempts to bend the world into our expectations. We want people to act a certain way, outcomes to unfold on our terms, life to move according to our timeline. But the universe has never made such promises. The Stoics learned to distinguish between what belongs to them and what never will. Your choices, your discipline, your reactions, these are yours. The weather, the past, the opinions of others, the flow of fate, these are not. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself over and over, the things that disturb you are only what you make of them. Meaning the event is not the problem. Your resistance to it is. And once you release that resistance, calm begins to reappear. Seneca taught the same truth. He who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than necessary. Worrying about what you cannot change is choosing to suffer twice. Acceptance is not weakness. Acceptance is clarity. It is seeing life as it is, not as you wish it to be, and finding your strength within that reality. When you learn to stop wrestling with the uncontrollable, you free energy for what truly matters: your purpose, your habits, your growth, your peace. The Stoic does not control the world. He controls the self. And in doing so, the world loses its power over him. Let go of what isn't yours to hold. Acceptance is not surrender. It is the gateway to calm. Lesson 5. Reflect daily to strengthen your mind. The Stoics believed that a calm mind is not something you stumble into. It is something you build day by day through reflection. Just as athletes train their bodies, the Stoics trained their ill thoughts. Every night, they sat alone with their failures, their victories, their impulses, and their intentions. They examined their day honestly, without ego and without excuses. Marcus Aurelius wrote entire books to himself, not for others, to read, but to keep his own mind disciplined. Seneca reviewed his actions each evening and asked, what did I do well? What could I have done better? What must I do tomorrow? This practice created clarity, and clarity created calm. Reflection is not self-judgment. It is self-guidance, a way of stepping back from your instincts and choosing who you want to be rather than letting the day shape you by accident. When you write, your thoughts slow down, your emotions settle, and the problems that felt heavy become manageable once they are placed onto paper. It is the mind's reset, a return to stillness. If you want calmness, practice reflection. If you want growth, practice reflection. If you want control over your inner world, practice reflection. The Stoics understood that the unexamined mind becomes chaotic, but the examined mind becomes peaceful. End each day as the Stoics did. By returning to yourself, reflection is where wisdom is sharpened and where calmness is earned. As we end this journey through the wisdom of the Stoics, remember this: calmness is not an escape. It is a discipline. It is built through perspective, acceptance, reflection, and action. If these lessons brought you clarity, then carry them with you. Let them shape the way you respond to the world. And before you go, help this message reach others who need it. Like the video, leave a comment sharing the lesson that resonated with you most, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next chapter in your growth. Your support helps this community grow, and together we walk the Stoic path with strength, clarity, and peace.